Thank you for joining us for this very special alien encounters.
You can camp on Area 51.
Well,
not without getting abducted.
Not without what happened in this story. Alien
Is this supposed to be like a memory erasing thing?
Alien Cucamonga. Hi.
Hello. This is Two Girls, One Ghost.
Two girls, one alien.
It's an alien-themed episode.
And we are your alienistesses. That is Corinne.
Hey.
And I'm Sabrina. And for the rest of the episode,
we will be talking like this.
I will abduct you, and I will eat your brains.
If aliens came like that, it would be horrifying.
You don't know that they don't.
You actually sound great like this.
Do I?
And horrifying.
Whenever I do it, I feel like there's two voices that come out of me. There's like a high breathing one and a really low one. I don't know how to just do one.
It's both. Multiple creatures inside of you.
Luke, I am your father.
I like that that's what you chose to say.
What else should I say?
I don't know. You've said a lot.
That's true. And now I will not do that again.
I feel like if we did that the whole episode, we'd have zero voice 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
Or even sooner. I feel like I get so many birthday encounters this August.
Well, we're doing aliens.
Yeah.
And basically I feel like a lot of the topics we chose for August are some of your favorite topics.
But I didn't pick them. They were in the Excel. So I feel like you picked them.
It just happened to coincide with...
You were in a giving mood.
I was.
You were so giving.
And we're doing aliens. And we have quite a few stories because you guys have quite a few encounters.
And I'm jealous.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Why the heck not? You know, nothing's changed. Another year has passed. I am still obsessed with aliens, and I have yet to be abducted, which some of you might be glad because that means that I get to continue podcasting for you all to listen to. But I, myself, am devastated because I would much prefer to be out of here.
I think if you were abducted, we would have to pause Two Girls, One Ghost. But I think collectively, all of us, the listeners and me, would start another podcast about finding you. And we would be trying to do experiments and signaling to try to get you back. You might not want to come back.
I could just run away and let you cash in on my disappearance.
That would be very traumatic. I don't want this to happen.
Okay, this is really, really morbid. I often think,
about running away?
No, about like dying and like what you would do. And like what would happen to the podcast and how you would announce my death and what would happen. Like, I'd also want you to continue it because it's our job, it's our income. But like, who would replace me and how long would you take off? How much of a bereavement period do you get?
Like 4 years?
I think about this a lot. Like probably on a bi-daily, every other day basis.
I'll tell you what happened. What happened?
What happened? Corinne has thought about this a lot too.
I would not continue with the podcast. It would be traumatic. I could figure out something else to do. Perhaps we'd become even more popular in the announcement of your death.
That's true. Then I would just to cash in.
Make money from new listeners and ads. But I don't think I'd even be able to like come on and announce your death for a really long time. I think I'd be really suffering.
Well, I'd be haunting you.
And like, what do I say? A 5-second she has died?
She has died. End.
Upload recording. Update. Two Girls, One Ghost. Update. Listen ad-free 1 week early on Patreon.
There's an ad that enters before she has died. And there's one after.
There's like 10 ads on both sides. I really got to cash in. Oh my God, how horrible.
Honestly, that would get the most listens. All right, let's stop talking about my death.
No, you're not going to die.
Let's talk about someone's boyfriend who's an alien.
Okay.
This is from Sam.
Hold on, what would you do if I died?
Well, I haven't thought about that, but I for sure would. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I would for sure never do the podcast again.
Yeah, we can't. It's ours.
I think the only way I would be able to do it is like a year later, after a year of hauntings that you have come through and haunted me for. And we've made a deal where I set up a microphone for you. I talk about all of the hauntings that you have done of me to me, done upon to me,
Mhm.
given to me. And then I say, and over to you, the ghost of the podcast.
Yeah.
Any final words?
That's a good idea. Just like a 1-year update of like all the signs that we have given to each other and to listeners. But we don't have to do that for another 80 years.
And we're dying holding hands next to each other at Area 51. We've already decided.
112 years old.
Oh, 113. Let's give us one more year.
Okay.
And we are like not bedridden. If we're bedridden, we are the grandparents in Willy Wonka bedridden. But otherwise, you and I are like still kicking.
Oh, yeah.
We do can, Congo lines.
We're the like really strong older ladies at Pilates where like you come in when you're 21 and you're like,
intimidate you.
Oh, I'm going to be fine. And then the 80-year-old next to you is absolutely crushing you.
And we like don't wear bras. Our boobs are like hanging to the floor.
Absolutely not. I don't even have boobs anymore. They've just been absorbed by time.
And then we also, you might be threatened by us because we're so good at Pilates, but don't worry, we have witchy spells for you that we slip to you and say, for you know, the idiot who's pissing you off.
Yep.
Okay. So
she's a man.
Oh my God, sorry. On TikTok, they recently been posting the first little clips of them filming the new Practical Magic.
Ooh.
I know.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I know. I'm so excited.
So good.
Okay, this is from Sam, she, her. My boyfriend is an alien, ? Hello, my spooky witchy friends. I've been listening to your podcast for 2 years and I am obsessed. Thank you for making my boring office job so much more bearable. I've been wanting to email you guys forever, but I can never decide on what stories I want to tell you. But in your recent episode, Aliens Among Us,
Alien Cucamonga.
Alien Cucamonga. Why do I really want to shake my 80-year-old saggy tits? It convinced me to tell my story about my alien boyfriend. So my boyfriend and I matched on an online dating site and we instantly clicked. One of the first conversations we had was him telling me he was into parapsychology, which made me swoon. And he ended up telling me that he had an alien abduction dream the night before our date. I asked if he had them frequently, to which he replied, yes. And I told him they're probably not dreams. And I said, maybe you're an alien. Jump a few months later. That's so flirty. Tell your date that maybe they're an alien.
Maybe you're an alien.
Jump a few months later and a few more alien abduction dreams later, we decided to go to our local annual psychic fair, which was not my first time, but it was his first time seeing a psychic. We both decided on the same girl to see for a reading, and he went first. One of the first things she told him, unprompted, was, you know you're an alien, right?
That's weird.
Along with a lot of other interesting personal info. Then it was my turn, and as I sat down, she told me, you know you're dating an alien, right? To which I replied, yeah, I know. So a few fun facts about my boyfriend, Sam. The fruit fly is here. Hi, fruit fly.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Do I smell like a ripe banana? Or kitten poop? Which one of the two? Maybe they smell the same. Okay, so my boyfriend's name is Sam, which is also my name. We were both born on the 11th. Anyways, he had a very small, hard lump behind his ear, which I joked was an implant from his aliens that abduct him all the time. And he told me...
Also, like, just that sentence or like that, what a leap. It's like, we're both named Sam and we're both named on the 11th. Anyway, his lump.
He's an alien.
Difference is he has protrusions behind his ear and I don't.
I do love when couples have the same names, like your friends, the Kelseys. Yeah, like the Sams. Sam told me that this lump had been there for a few years and never went away. Strange. So one day I was giving him a foot massage on the couch and I found a new lump under his foot pad, which had never been there before. So I joked about the aliens moving the implant. And then he proceeded to check the back of his ear. That lump that had been there for years, gone.
What?
My boyfriend is also allergic to everything, to which I say, well, of course you are. You're an alien. You're allergic to Earth. He still continues to have these night terror dreams every few months about being abducted by these aliens, which, by the way, are not friendly. And his dreams consist of him being restrained and poked by these beings.
Oh my gosh, this is horrifying.
The other day, he told me about a dream he had about a young girl who had huge green eyes. And this dream was just her staring into his soul, he said, for what felt like hours. Could this be an alien? His alien child? His alien girlfriend? Better not be. Whenever I call my boyfriend an alien or bring up aliens, he gets visually uncomfortable and irritated. I mean, this man also has the craziest dreams of other spooky stuff, such as Bigfoot and flesh pedestrians.
Because they're aliens and he is seeing them.
I thought you might enjoy this little story about my alien boyfriend. I'm hoping to have the time another day to email you guys some other stories, like my super spiritually inclined grandma who has heard a voice tell her, "You have lived exactly half of your life," while laying in bed one night. How old was she?
That's scary because now you know exactly when you're going to die.
Hopefully she was like 52 years old. She has driven through ghost car accidents, dreamt about our household ghost, and then woke up the next morning with his name written down on a piece of paper. Or the time an animal bone fell on my head while I was outside with my friend, not under any trees or anything. Anyway, lots of love. Stay spooky. Sam, or Sam Squared from Ontario.
Oh, I'm so curious about this. I feel bad that he's obviously very uncomfortable and is experiencing
not
trauma,
good.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's not like he feels at home when he's abducted and has these like wonderful feelings. It's he's being poked, he's being prodded, he's being physically attacked. It's
They're
really
night terrors.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
But again,
and then it's so visceral of a feeling that the jokes don't feel like jokes. It feels real to him, clearly.
And it would be one thing if it's just like the silly little joke that Sam and Sam have, but it's reoccurring nightmares that are different every time. The psychic
is weird.
Saying it out of nowhere, unprompted, which I'm curious. I'd be curious about more of that reading. Like, what else did she say?
Well, I was just thinking, like, we've talked about the theory that many alien abductions are an abduction of your soul, but like he's physically getting things put in and removed. So are some of them maybe his soul, or is he physically being plucked away
Well, if she's
how else
sleeping
does that
next
happen?
to him and he's having these occurrences, like, yeah, it does feel like it's his astral being, but maybe alien species like can dematerialize and rematerialize.
Yeah. And also, who's to say what time is on a spaceship versus, like, what if this all happens within 1 second of our time, but it's hours on a spaceship?
I don't know.
That's really scary. And I feel bad for Sam the second.
Sam, you're the first.
Yeah.
You're both born on the 11th. So is it the same year? Who was born first?
Who's older?
Wait, that just made me think, like, what if you found someone who was born the exact same day and place as you were, so your charts are like literally the exact same and they're like your soulmate?
Oh, or are they your enemy?
Actually, the guy that I dated in college, we were literally born in the same hospital.
I didn't know this.
4 days
Maybe
apart.
I did, but I don't remember. That is weird.
Yeah.
And then both going to LMU.
Yeah. Wild.
Very strange. So again, your enemy or or not. Who knows? Okay, this is called Mass UFO Sighting by all of the teachers and principal of a school. Hi, I wrote in before about my creepy kid. Update, he lost his creepy. So maybe that's good for me.
Oh, he lost his
creepy. It'll come back. Anyway, my sister lived in Monument Valley, and if you don't know where that is, it's in southern Utah in the Four Corners area on the Navajo reservation. My sister has doctorates in pharmacy. She's very down to earth, smart, religious, but did not believe in UFOs.
Until dun dun dun.
Bum, bum, bum. My brother-in-law is also very smart, has a master's degree in mathematics. He is religious, but did not believe in UFOs or cryptids. He has a very logical mind and one of the most logical black and white personalities I know. That's why he's into mathematics.
Yep.
Although I do believe the mathematics is fake.
I mean, technically everything is fake. It's all a construct.
Make it up.
We make everything up.
Yeah. My sister and brother-in-law have moved to Monument Valley because my brother-in-law had a teaching job at a high school. And one night, they saw flying saucers in the sky. I'm talking the stereotypical discs, rotating circular lights. They lived in a teacher compound / apartments next to the high school. So all of their neighbors were teachers and their families that worked at the high school. Side note, this was pre-drones and cell phones were just moving from flip phones to smartphones. So there's not really much footage.
And if there is, it's probably like the most grainy
like potato phone.
Yeah. I had a phone, like this is before selfies was a thing, but the camera rotated. So if your phone was open, you could like roll the camera in towards you and do a selfie.
Whoa, what phone was that?
Some like Motorola or something.
Interesting. I had the Motorola Chocolate and then I had the Razor. I was really into Razors. Then I did BlackBerry, then iPhone.
Yeah, same.
But I did like Razors, every iteration of Razor up until BlackBerry.
Yeah. What was the one, like the one that had like the screen that like sidekick?
I think that was the Chocolate. Oh.
The chocolate flip.
The sidekick where it flipped up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Back in the day, you guys.
There were so many cool phones.
Yeah. We lived through dial-up too.
Yeah, we did.
I remember like sitting in the garage at my like aunt and uncle's house, like waiting for their computer, waiting like 15 minutes for their computer to turn on so I could play a video game.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So my sister and brother-in-law went and knocked on their neighbors' doors and were like, hey, are you seeing this? Pretty soon, the whole teacher complex was out watching these lights.
So this is happening for a prolonged amount of time.
Super long. Yeah. Everyone there was a mixture of Caucasian and Navajo people. This included the principal and his wife, who are both Navajo and have lived there for 20 years. And don't worry, people did get video footage and published it on YouTube. I'll have to send that in another time. It may have been a little grainy because it was at night. And by the way, I did try to look up this footage and I am requesting a link from you because I couldn't.
Yeah.
A lot of it's like fake AI footage. And then there were like some, but I didn't know if it was from the same time.
Because we don't have the exact date.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so the teachers all live by the high school, but all of the students are spread out by miles and miles of land. My brother-in-law said the next day, this was all the students could talk about. He said everyone had seen these lights. I'm talking students on opposite ends of the valley that live 30 minutes to an hour apart from one another. When my sister told me, I was really skeptical, and I even said, you saw a UFO? Really? And she said, yes, I did. I'll show you the video when I visit.
I love when skeptics get serious.
The next time I went to her house, she showed me the footage on her camera and I said, wow, you actually saw a UFO. And she said, yes. I said, well, what was it? And she said, I don't know. It was an unidentified flying object. Then my sister took me outside and pointed to where she had seen it in the sky. Then I turned to my brother-in-law, knowing that he's super logical and truthful to a fault. And I said, did you really see a UFO? And without hesitation, he said, yes, I saw a UFO. Fast forward many years later, the new Unsolved Mysteries came out and had an episode called Paranormal Rangers. I said, oh my gosh, is this what you guys experienced?
It's literally
and it is
about this
area.
Encounter.
Not maybe the specific encounter,
but the whole area.
About the area.
Oh my gosh.
It's in the same area that they lived in. Second story, there was a kid I went to college with, and one night on a group date, we decided to tell creepy stories that happened to us. And this kid's stories scared us so bad that my date had to run me home because we were both so scared. Anyways, this kid is from a small town in Montana. They lived next to a restricted Area 51 type place. And he said once a month on the same day, and usually around the same time, there's a black car that would pull up with two men in black suits that would get out and do their grocery shopping.
Into their grocery shopping.
Yeah. Pushing their little carts, going through the produce section. The men came from the base. They would not talk to anyone.
They're getting the aliens grocery list.
Yeah.
Golden grams times 3.
Just the animal crackers. Just that, the frosted ones. Pink frosted with sprinkles.
And alphabet soup.
They would not talk to anyone when they shopped, and they would hand the cashier the exact change and then leave. He said the creepiest thing about these men is that they were so pasty, so pale. They looked like they had never seen the sun before. And also, side note, nobody knew exactly what was happening on the base, and no one knew anybody that worked on the base. I'm talking like this town is so small. They had one grocery store, a gas station, and maybe a few other small stores. So it's extra weird that no one knew anyone else who was on this base. Basically, they were men in black. They would come do monthly grocery shopping in their small town. He also told us a story where he saw really bright lights and had a time lapse. He was also a hunter. He said one time something followed him home and growled outside his window at night. All night.
For how long? Just one night?
I can't remember all the details for some of his other stories that he told because it was like 2008 when he was sharing this story. Love the podcast. Will pee myself if this gets read on the podcast. Michelle, make another person pee.
Wow. Okay. You have a lot of stories. So the first encounter reminds me of a movie, which I don't know if it came out yet. I think it may have, but the concept was this like one teacher's entire class of students goes missing. Like one night, they all like in the middle of the night, like walk out of their houses and disappear. And it's like only this one teacher's class. So everyone thinks
the teacher doesn't disappear.
No. So everyone thinks the teacher like made them do something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, but I think it's what's her name? Julia?
That sounds really fascinating. I do want to watch that.
Oh, it's called Weapons.
Weapons.
Oh, it comes out August 8th. So it will be out I don't know if it's about aliens, but it feels like that, where there's like some weird thing that happens.
You know what else is out?
What?
Is My Big Fat Fabulous Life's newest season.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll recognize a couple people.
We're the villains of the season.
It seems from the trailer that we might be the villains.
Which I don't think there are any villains. And like, I've been watching the season because I want to see how like the whole season plays out. And it's very like feel good, heartwarming. Like, yes, there are a lot of trials and tribulations of life, but it's like very wholesome content.
Yeah.
That, yes, I think we stir up some drama, not because we are drama, but because our presence.
We didn't realize we were stirring up drama. We were just
being
like,
spooky.
You know, be spooky and move here, bitch.
And
things that we encourage everyone to do.
But yeah, so keep watching this season. We have no idea how it's going to play out. Like, we know what we did and participated in, and like the fun, spooky things that we did with Whitney.
And some of the things we attempted to influence.
Yes, but we have no idea how it will play out on the screen.
We don't know how people cut and edit things together. We don't know what makes it in, what doesn't.
Yeah. So keep watching.
Our first time on reality television.
Which actually makes me think of in high school. And I think this is because I was so traumatized and dealing with so much shit that like I seemed a certain way that I in my body didn't feel. And I was also a slut. I was a high school slut, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In the same way that I was a middle school slut. I had like 12 boyfriends and I held hands with like 2 of them.
No, I was more of a real slut then. But no, I was not a slut. Okay. I was exploring my sexuality, and every woman has a right to do so.
Also, like, that is the start of the period of horn dog central. Like, you go through puberty, you're trying to figure out things.
And so I went through men.
And then you go to college and it's just like, Wild West of
men.
Exploration.
Exactly. But so I think I had a persona about me that I don't feel like I'm connected to at all. But I was voted, my senior superlative was
biggest slut.
Yeah, it was biggest slut. Was most likely to be on a reality TV show.
And you were. Is anyone else in your class on a reality TV show? Or was that superlative truly correct?
I think it was just correct. Wow. But I was voted it because of like how outrageous I was, I think.
Yeah.
And not necessarily because people thought I'd be successful. But I really do believe that senior year me oddly manifested so many things. I was obsessed with Kesha. Mm-hmm. This year, I met Kesha. And we've talked to Kesha's team about like doing some type of collab together. And the reality TV show thing happened this year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's weird. So another
if only you could go back in
years
time.
From now, maybe things will be manifested. I'll get abducted by aliens.
Maybe. Or did everything that you wished
done.
in that one
Nothing
year
else is gonna
come true? So now you need to.
Well,
that's a good movie or book for you, right? Go back.
I also think about this a lot. I spent a lot of my high school career being like, I don't believe in love. I'm never getting married. And if my manifestation of everything from senior year is coming true, then I'm never going to get married successfully. Whoops.
Yeah, but you've also said that you don't want to get married again.
Yeah, but I want a healthy, happy, long-term relationship and family. Thank you for your positivity.
Yeah.
That's a better outlook.
I know plenty of people who have like very solid, like lifelong, decades-long partners who've never gotten married.
That's the life I'm trying to live.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun because one of my best friends in high school's name was Layla. So this is from Layla, and we're going to Area 51 for a camping trip.
Ooh. You can camp on Area 51.
Well, no.
Not without getting abducted.
Not without what happened in the story.
Or killed by the Men in Black.
That's why we're take our last breaths there.
We parachute in. See what happens.
With our Willy Wonka bed. We'll take a hot air balloon in.
No, because I like the parachuting because then we can have interesting outfits. Like, what if I'm in a Bigfoot suit?
Oh, like fun. I want like a cute tracksuit.
Oh, yeah. A juicy couture.
Yeah. Low-waisted, of course.
Like a G-string, just like hiked way up. They're looking in their binoculars. They're like, what in the hell is coming down from the sky?
What is that?
Bigfoot and his girlfriend.
Okay, hey spooky gals, my name is Layla. I've been listening for a couple years and I absolutely adore you. I just joined Patreon and I'm so sad I didn't forever ago. Hey, Layla's telling you should do it. We didn't pay her for that. She paid us.
And Patreon will be there. So,
Yeah, it will always be there for you. Okay, so my family and I are so into the woo-woo. So much so that I took my mom and stepmom to Area 51 for a camping trip. Not literally Area 51, but 10 miles away from the back gate, as close as we could get. Rachel, Nevada. It's such a fun place. You guys have to go. We used GhostTube out there and got lots of funny responses to our combos.
Now I'm curious how many people just collect near the gate, because I just kind of assumed you were already kind of being chased away before you even got to the entrance. But is it kind of like, the White House where there's just gates and people are always like peering through?
I don't know. We can drive there and find out.
That's a scary sentence.
Fuck around and find out. That's what I did in high school, and that's what I do through life now.
And now you're on a TV show?
No, I'm on a reality TV show. And now I'm famous. No, I'm not. Sorry, I got abducted real quick. We're possessed. Okay, so it's Friday afternoon, and that's when we get there. It was a scorching hot and windy as fuck day, like 40 miles per hour winds. We were so excited to use our high-powered laser pointers looking for odd things in the sky. I don't think we got abducted or anything like that, but we camped in a tent, so who knows? But we did see a lot of weird shit. I tried to video it, but I was zoomed in and distracted trying to see it with my bare eyes. The lights were just moving around, so weird, and we know it was not a plane or a satellite.
Mm-hmm. Also, are you allowed to do that?
It's 10 miles away.
I know, but the airspace.
I don't think you are supposed to point lasers in the sky, but
right.
Who
I'm like, we definitely
you?
Couldn't do it here. We have so many like little airports around, and then Logan, but anywhere there could be a plane crossing over.
I know. Also, do they can you get the lasers that are that powerful? I don't know. The first night we were there, we saw those weird moving lights. We watched it for like 30 minutes straight until we got too tired. Then the second night, we got to see something really strange. Again, I tried to video it, but I'm not sure it picked up anything. The longer video is what I'm talking about. There's a video attached. We saw like at least 30 of these strange lights that were kind of doing a dance in the sky right above the skyline. It was amazing. Being out there in the dark skies is nothing like I've ever seen. I like this idea of aliens doing synchronized swimming in the sky.
They've been working on this choreography for some time, and they're here to perform for you.
Exactly.
Look what I can do. Look what I can do.
We had a fun trip. We went to Bob Lazar's lookouts and the back gate. Oh, so you can go to the back gate.
Yeah.
We went to the black mailbox, and we just had a great time being tourists. We have lived in Nevada forever and never made our way out there, and that extraterrestrial highway does carry a lot of strange phenomena. I am so excited to share this with you. It was hard to put it in words, but my dad and stepmom also own 60 acres out in Northern California, and we 100% have Sasquatch and fairies. My dad and stepmom have a ton of experiences. It is the most magical place I've ever set foot on. Thank you two for being my besties. You have no idea how much solace you bring me. I love you, from Layla.
Layla, you better send us your fairy stories. I know you also said Sasquatch, but I honestly think fairies were my first love. So if we don't learn about what you're seeing or what your family's seeing, I'll be devastated.
Okay, so this video, it's kind of hard to see because it's like the night sky, so there's stars and stuff. But you can see there are a couple like brighter lights that are moving throughout the sky.
And like blinking and going, oh, wow. Oh, that one like up curved.
Yeah. And also I get it.
How fun
and
do you
there's
think
another
it
one up
is
there.
to just like drive a spaceship and you're like, boom, boom, boom.
I'm telling you, I would love to. There's so many things that I want to be doing in my life.
Do aliens who drive spaceships, do they have to go through training similar to astronauts because there's so much like motion sickness and intense movement?
Well, yeah, I mean, is there like a driver's test for spaceships?
Right.
I hope so.
Because one of those guys was being a little reckless in that video.
For sure.
This is called A Message from the Beyond, an Attempted Alien Abduction.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Jenny, and I've always felt a connection to the spirit world. It started when I was younger, and I would constantly tell my mom how much I hated people as a 2 and 3-year-old. And also, I never grew out of this.
That is like when I was a kid, I was like, I don't want to grow up because I know that growing up is a horrible experience. Everyone gaslit the shit out of me. Was like, no, growing up's amazing. Being an adult is amazing.
No, it's not.
And
being a kid is amazing.
And I say to them,
liars. And if you're a child listening, enjoy your kid years.
Enjoy them.
Yeah.
Be a kid.
Once you have to pay bills. it gets a little bit harder.
The truth is we all are still children inside of us, but when you're an adult, don't get to explore that childlike way as much. I don't know if you experience this, but like I've experienced it a lot with my nieces. I feel like I am re-exploring my child, like my inner child with them. Like I get to feel and live. Obviously, there's more responsibilities and you have to take care of them, make sure they're okay. But I feel like you get to see the world again from like a childlike perspective.
Yeah.
And playing with toys and like doing voices and reading books and just
Noah really likes to be scared. So lately,
creepy kid.
So lately we'll just be playing, and then in the middle of playing, I'll just go, and then he like loves it and wants me to keep doing it. But I just like randomly bark, and he loves
That's amazing.
Got to keep them on their toes.
Yes. Never let them know what's coming next.
Never let them know. As a 2- and 3-year-old, I would tell my mom how much I hated people, and I never grew out of this. I grew up to be obsessed with ghost hunting shows, which I would watch with my dad. And I'm going to break these stories up to make them a little bit easier to read. And I'm not the best author, but enjoy. I'm sure it's perfect. All right, the first one. Possible alien abduction.
Love it. Start with the best.
When I was a kid, we moved around a lot due to my dad being in the Air Force. Oh, perfect job to be abducted.
Or just see aliens.
Yes. When I was 4 years old, I never really had or didn't really remember my dreams until one night I woke up from a drop of water hitting my forehead. I opened my eyes to see 3 very tall, very green, and very thin beings wearing purple capes staring at me. The one in the middle narrowed his eyes and growled at me while lifting his finger over me to drop another droplet of water onto me.
What?
I don't remember if I screamed or not, but I heard my dad come running in, and right before he opened the door, all 3 of them bolted out of my cracked window, maneuvering like an octopus to fit through this small space.
Wait, so this is not a dream?
It doesn't sound like it. I'm still not sure if this was real or if this was a really bad case of sleep paralysis at a very young age, but I begged my dad to let me sleep in my parents' bed with them, and he obliged. I cuddled between my parents and squeezed my eyes shut, unable to get the faces of those 3 things out of my head. I have not had such a vivid, intense dream since.
The like anointing. What is the droplet of water doing?
I don't know.
Is it water? What is it?
Right.
Alien
This is
juice?
supposed to be like a memory erasing thing, but then she like woke up and I'm like, oh shit, put another one on.
What the heck?
This makes me think that it was almost like a prank. Like another alien was like, if you put a droplet of water, they won't remember anything, and it's a mind erasing. And then they were like realizing that it was a hoax. It was a joke that another alien told them.
I don't know. The purple capes, I'm like, what organization is this?
Some superhero alien situation.
Wow.
But
Okay.
it growled at her too.
Yeah, that's spooky.
All right, now 2 messages from beyond. I recently became more spiritual and began asking for signs from loved ones who've passed. My sister's fiance passed away in March of this year. They were such a beautiful, kind soul, and losing someone like that from this world is just such a tragedy.
Yeah. Sorry.
I left work early that day because I couldn't focus. I stopped at my local coffee shop on my way home, and they asked me if I wanted one of their rubber ducks. I said, sure, why not? They gave me this miniature giraffe-shaped yellow duck. It made me sob because her favorite animal was a giraffe. I felt a warmth come over me. It was so nice to know that they were watching over me. My time with them was way too short, and I was looking forward to them joining our family.
Oh.
I was very close with my Opa, German for grandpa, when I was growing up, and he was there for me for everything, and we spoke weekly up until the day that he passed away. He was my favorite person, and I still have a gaping hole in my heart from losing him.
Oh.
One day, I was in my car after a stressful day at work and just started to sob. I'm talking one of those deeply needed, intense, loud sobs. I started to beg him for a sign that he was there. I needed him to be. I needed to know that I was on the right path. A few days later, I was at work at a thrift store, and I was looking at a book. It was a book about Germany during the First World War. I found a scripture card, and I'm not a religious person, so I didn't really think about it at first. But my Opa grew up in a small Catholic town in Germany, so this was something that he would have sent me. So I read the card again, and then I began to cry. It was a message from Isaiah 49:15, which said, "See, I will not forget you. I have carved you on the palm of my hand." This is exactly what I needed.
Oh.
It makes me wonder if he was watching over me and guiding me all along, but I did need a more blatant sign that he was there, and so I'm so glad that I got it. Thank you guys for helping me through 8-hour workdays while I'm alone in my office. I'm currently binging from the beginning. Sincerely, Jenny.
Jenny, I'm so glad you got that sign because I totally get being like, okay, maybe my spirits and guardians and loved ones are watching over me and with me all the time. I want just a little bit more of a sign.
Sometimes you need something to slap you in the face.
Yeah.
Although I do worry, Sabrina, that you would get the sign saying, I'm here and this is your sign. And you'd be like, but is it my sign? Or was that just random that you said that this was my sign?
You're worried about that, but that's literally what happens.
Exactly.
But I haven't needed a sign lately. I feel like I'm on the right path.
Good.
Yeah, maybe. I have one to end us on, and it is from our listener, Sarah. It is called Full Body Apparition of a Monk and Possible Alien Abduction. Good day, ladies of the darkness. My name is Sarah, and I'm a witch from the UK. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your podcast is my #1 favorite, and I listen to you guys on repeat every morning as I get ready for work. I have 2 experiences I want to talk about, one being paranormal, the other being trippy as fuck. So the first experience is one that myself and an ex-boyfriend had while we were camping along the southwest coast of England. Every summer, me and my ex, Reese, would take a trip down to Paranormal, Cornwall, to camp in the dunes of the beach and surf every day. It was always magical. This was our 3rd time visiting Paranormal, and I remember one night having an extremely vivid dream. However, all I remember from this dream was a white liquid dripping from a wall. Weird, right? This is an important piece of information for later. So one night after an exhausting day of surfing, we went to sleep in our tent, and I woke up around 2 to 3 in the morning, desperately needing to pee. I opened the zip to the tent, and as I started to crawl out, I looked up and saw what I thought was a person standing there 3 feet away from me. All I could see was a solid black silhouette of a hooded person bent over with their hands on their knees like they were intrigued, peering into our tent. They didn't move at all, almost like they were frozen in time. So at first I thought it was a person under the influence who had gotten curious, so I said, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need any help?" No answer. No movement. I ask again, "Are you okay? Do you need any help?" Still no answer, no movement. I started to feel uneasy, so I backed up into the tent and woke up Reese. He got out his penknife in case we needed to protect ourselves from an attack and went out to see the figure for himself. Same thing. No movement, no answer. Reese came back into the tent and we didn't know what to do at this point, apart from possibly wait for an attack or for the person to go away. So we stay quiet to hear their movement through the sand, but nothing. Absolute silence. We had previously experienced some kids messing with us one year while they were walking through the sand, and we could clearly hear their footsteps rustling through the dunes. So we knew what to listen for, but we heard nothing. After about 15 minutes of absolute silence, we stuck our heads out of the tent again. The figure had disappeared. No trace, no footsteps, nothing.
This is so scary.
We were both very confused, but eventually I had to pee, and then we both went back to sleep. A few days later, while we were exploring the area, we were walking upon a trail that's all along the cliffs that surround the beach, and we came across a map of Paranormal town. It was named after the Saint Piran, who discovered that the cliffs surrounding the beach were stocked with tin. And when tin is mined, the rock of the cliff heats up and expels a white liquid that looks very similar to the white liquid I saw in my dream the night before.
Weird.
We then saw on the map that the area of the dunes that we were camping in, there was a drawing of a hooded monk depicted Saint Piran carrying a slab of mined tin. This was too much to be just a coincidence. With more research, we found that the area underneath where we were camping used to be mines where tin was collected. There's also a chapel nearby where all the monks and miners would go and gather for worship. So maybe we saw an apparition of Saint Piran or one of the miners' monks that resided there.
Yeah.
Because that feels residual.
That does. But also in a way, I'm almost like, well, because they didn't know any of that until the next day, it almost makes me wonder if there was like some message written in like the universe and that was just
I know.
Their way of learning where they were. I don't know.
Or is Sarah like very in tune with the paranormal? Is the energy there just so palpable that it translated and communicated with her through the dreams and then
That's
apparition.
Essentially what I was trying to say. Like it wasn't a true haunting or like apparition. It was just the way the information about the place was processed.
Shared. Yeah. Okay, now on to my second and craziest story. One night in 2019, I had a night out with my girlfriends. We drank a bit and had a whale of a time. So it's about 4 a.m, and I decided to call it a night and walk back home, which was about 20 minutes from where we were. I remember coming back into my apartment and my ex, Reese, was in bed. So I joined him. I fell asleep. But the next thing I remember was a loud banging at our door. Reese and I woke up. I felt a little hungover and very sleepy. Reese got up and went to the front door. At this point, I didn't know what was happening to him, but I had a very strange experience. As he was going to open the door, my body started to feel very heavy, and I knew I was falling into sleep paralysis, something I have experienced countless times in my life. I was face down on the bed, and all I could feel was a very intense sensation in my lower neck and upper back area along my spine. It felt like a long needle had just been plunged into my spine and was injecting something into me or taking something out.
Ew.
Then all I remember was experiencing what felt like my astral body floating up out to the front door of our apartment. And I could see what was the brightest light coming through our front door. I went towards it. Next thing I know, Reese and I are waking up in our bed together, like any other late morning. At first, he remembered nothing. He recalled having a very vivid, intense dream, which is kind of what I felt too. And Reese recalled waking up feeling very dazed and hearing a loud banging at the door. But then it all came back to him. He remembered getting up. He remembers walking to the front door, opening it, and opening the door to an extremely bright light shining through. He remembers being drawn towards it, and that's it. Amnesia after it. Same with me. After my astral self was drawn to this bright light, next thing I remember is waking up.
It's just so creepy because it's not like they're just going to investigate. It's like, what kind of spell is happening where they're drawn to it? Like, where they're basically a willing participant.
Right.
It feels like they're willing even though they're being coerced in a way.
Well, and also the fact that they both experienced something so similar makes me even more convinced that it is real.
But also, like, I was thinking, like, it's not their choice. Like, there's some sort of spell. But if it is their astral being taken, and if we think about like reincarnation or like previous lives or just like existing somewhere else before inhabiting a human body, was it they were drawn to it because it was familiar to a previous part of them? Like, it was like them going home in a way.
No, I mean, they were woken up rudely to the banging at the door. So like whatever this was, these aliens, they were like, wake up.
Yeah, but then they went to investigate and were drawn to the light. Drawn to the light doesn't feel the same as like investigating the light.
Well,
it feels like
the light was just there. They were sucked into it. They didn't have a choice.
Oh, so you're okay. We're interpreting drawn to the light as different. You're picturing them being like floated and sucked to the light. Where I was thinking of it as like they're experiencing something scary, then they see the light, and then they're like beautiful, and then they approach it.
I feel like they were. Okay, Sarah says, my inner arm felt very bruised, so I pulled back my shirt and saw 3 circular-shaped bruises in the shape of a triangle on my arm.
Okay, so yeah, this wasn't
I had no idea how I had gotten that bruise, and Reese and I thought maybe it was in conjunction with the experience we had that morning. This is still one of the strangest moments I've ever experienced in my life, and I would love to hear your take on this. Much love and many thanks to all of your work, Sarah.
Sounds like Sarah fought back because I'm picturing the bruises as like a hand mark, like trying to like grab her.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like she was injected with something.
Oh.
Okay, well, but you've had sleep paralysis, right?
Many times.
That feeling of like the needle being thrust into your spine, is that something that comes with sleep paralysis?
Never
or is that
experience.
An additional? Because Sarah said she's experienced a lot of sleep paralysis and like knew that that was what was happening. Like her body was going into the paralytic state. But I don't know if the needle was like specific to this experience.
Yeah, that is never something that I've experienced. It usually is like, it feels like you're going into like a sound vortex. Like there's like a bubble around you and you hear a lot of loud noise around you. But like, it almost feels like there's like a bubble that's getting like bigger and bigger around you that's muffling it more, even though it's getting louder at the same time. And then I kind of feel like my body start to like get really heavy and like I'm almost falling, like I'm sinking.
Interesting. Well, Sarah, I think you were abducted. And at the same time as your ex-boyfriend, which I'm like, it's interesting because it feels like Reese's physical body was abducted.
Unless he just didn't understand or make the connection that it was his astral body going to investigate.
But Sarah never turned around and get out of bed.
But did Sarah's astral self see his astral being?
It sounded like the astral part happened after Reese got up, which maybe Reese got up and then his astral self got sucked out of him and his physical self stayed right there. God, I wish that we should all have cameras everywhere in our homes and in the world so that in case something like this happens, you can review the footage and just like
The footage is
back
going
to
to be
see-
garbled. It's going to look
listen.
cut out.
We don't tell the aliens that that's what we're doing. We do secret teddy bear cams,
nanny cams
nanny
everywhere.
cams everywhere.
Everyone
like,
have
could you
100 teddy
imagine-
bears in your house.
Could you imagine Reese just standing at the door open for an hour, and then Sarah in bed for an hour?
No, that's so scary. Ugh. It also makes me curious. So obviously Reese is now an ex, but I'm curious if stuff like this has continued to happen to Reese and Sarah was just like the byproduct of Reese, who was the target all along, or if this was just something weird. One time, both of them experienced an abduction.
Right.
Crazy.
I don't know. So
Dang.
if you know, if you are an alien, please email us.
Yeah, let's talk to the boyfriend of the first emailer.
Although he feels uncomfortable about
Yes,
it.
he doesn't want to be an alien, it sounds like.
He didn't choose this life.
Yes.
Sounds like the aliens chose it for him.
Mm-hmm. What do
Maybe
aliens
he-
eat? Maybe he'll digest that
Okay.
better.
Imagine, you know how Australia was started because it was like a penal colony, basically? All
Yeah.
of the criminals were
crimes.
sent to Australia. What if all the criminals in space are sent to be humans?
Oh, I believe it. How frustrating
your
to be an
punishment.
alien with the capabilities that we presume you have, given your ability to travel even to Earth.
Yeah.
How frustrating to be put in a human body. That is prison.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to all you aliens out there. We
Okay,
feel
well,
for
what
you.
crimes did you commit? Maybe we're not sorry.
Yeah, what?
Maybe
what
you
is an
deserved
alien
it.
crime? What if like good and bad is reversed in alien civilization? How
So
we view
if you
things.
murder, you're not committing crime. You're supposed to murder an alien
Yeah,
civilization.
maybe they're just like evil.
No, they're higher than us. They're better than us. Gotta believe.
Gotta believe.
I can get abducted. Thank you for joining us for this very special alien encounters. And if you have an alien encounter, if you've been abducted or seen a UFO and you're like, oh shoot, they already covered it. No, we'll do it again. So please,
Obviously, we've done it 30
Yeah.
times at least.
so please email us at twogirlsoneghostpodcast@gmail.com.
Please rate and review wherever you listen to podcasts. Find us on Patreon for ad-free and 1 week early episodes, plus campfire stories, plus monthly Patreon-only content. And
How much more?
we're on YouTube.
I keep looking at the cameras that's on.
I know, our middle camera ran out of juice.
Thank you so much to our editor and producer, Jamie Ryan. And thank you to all of you.
And we will see you on the other side.